Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our time together, our time to talk about your energy, all things your energy, safely, soundly, in the most fun way possible, exploring the little nooks and crannies of you, more of you. And what's interesting is this podcast popped through intuitively, and it's like, share, share, share. But I wanted to share a bit with you about what the spiritual entrepreneurship journey is like. And this is whether or not you're a business owner or you're someone who's been thinking about it or you've been doing it for a while. One of the things in my heart of hearts I want people to know is that when you begin sharing your spiritual gifts, maybe you're just sharing it with friends and family, or people come to you because they want to work with you, or you've been doing this a while. No matter what, having your own intuitive business is far more aligned with your personal life than, say, a corporate job. A corporate job really expects all of you. It expects all of you in that moment. It's so crazy. It takes up the majority of your time. And while you're there, you're expected to do a lot of things you don't enjoy doing, a lot of things you may be good at because you've been well trained or you are natural at it, or maybe you're doing things that feel unnatural and all of the above. And when you have your own spiritual business, it's actually like a spiritual partnership. You're essentially ascending into your heart space, ascending into your light, and saying, I'm feeling called to share. I'm feeling called to share because people before me have shared, because people after me will share, and because I can tell that I'm a part of this beautiful collective that I've received support from and I want to provide support to. Oftentimes, people jump into a business thinking I have to build the Taj Mahal. And it's really hard to slow down that train. So either you listen to it and you do begin to take things more step by step, or you kind of get a crash course in it. Now, I actually think that I started it step by step and then took a crash course in it. I think that was, and it's funny because you look back on my astrology, hindsight's always 2020, and it's just so crystal clear to see everything it is I learned and needed to learn during that season of it. But your business is a part of your soul's journey, and that's how it's meant to be. Whether or not you just do a couple of workshops a year, or you do a couple of activities a year to share your work, or you're someone who does a couple a day, your business, your work is a soul partnership. It is a spiritual partnership. It's something that's actually meant to help you soar just as much as it is you're meant to help other people. And the beauty is that success, and I'm talking about the essence of true success with work, right? Because every phase of your journey is a success. When a client will celebrate with me, when they have a new client come on board or a new person sign up for their newsletter or their Substack, those are the meaningful parts because it's meant that the wisdom that you've shared is now supporting somebody else. That is true success. You feeling lit up, being yourself in that moment and getting to share what you love so much, that is true success. Now, I'm not dumb. We live on the human earth plane, and if we want to buy eggs and, organic grass-fed air, you got to have that coin. So, this is where the beauty of expansion comes in. Our businesses are actually meant to be quite simple. The parts of our work that we're meant to share are meant to be the parts of us that are where we feel truly activated by our gifts, by our voice, by doing the things that we absolutely love to do, and then letting other people take care of other parts of our business we don't want to. For example, I do my finances multiple times a month. In my line of work, I enjoy it. It's a clean, simple process. But I have a CPA who I pay to do my taxes because, ooh, ooh. So that's the kind of thing that I'm talking about here. But when it comes to me showing up, I love doing house and space clearings. I love helping someone get really crystal clear on their path with the next phase of their business, no matter what the business is. It doesn't even have to be an intuitive business. I absolutely love helping people understand how to get clarity with their own unique intuition. I love when practitioners light up because they are bringing forward their own personal, unique healing gifts or expansive gifts, kind of one and the same. That is what I love to do. I also love energy activations. I love intuiting messages for you guys. I love all the chit chats on all the nerdy stuff here. I don't go deep into ancestral healing. I don't go deep into one of my clients does really profound healing work around the moment you were born and that birthing process. So those are things I don't do. However, that is a spiritual practice. Could I do it? Sure, but I don't feel called to it. It doesn't light me up. I don't want to do it. So, for you personally, as you go about whatever your work is, I mean, maybe you have this passion about candles, maybe you have a passion about a different type of philanthropy, or maybe you have a passion about a new type of, vests for dogs. Whatever your thing is, do not get stuck on how am I going to do this full time? How am I going to use this to pay for my bills? How am I going to use this to feel the abundance I want to feel? Instead, what you want to do is you want to have a daily practice. Yes, I said daily practice of what makes you feel calm and clear. Now, some of you are incredible working mamas. If all you have is 5 to 10 seconds while you're peeing and you're like, Emily, I barely have that. I get it. I get it. Give yourself that. Just give yourself that to say, I'm going to take maybe not a few breaths in, but I'm going to bring my light to myself and just ask for some help. And then for the rest of us who do have the time, we have a responsibility to use it wisely and in the best way possible. This gives you so much back. It gives you energy, it gives you clarity, it gives you direction. When I work with other entrepreneurs, one of the first things we do is help them ground in and get clear. Ground in and get clear. And then when they start to think about their big to-do list and their big goals, what do? We go within. And that provides them a stabilization, a clarity, and a focus and a way forward. You get to have the same thing. Your gifts feel really, really big. You may be, I have clients, they feel like they should be on stages because their work and their heart feels so big, but you have to start somewhere. If someone puts you on a stage today, would you be prepared? The universe prepares us. It takes time. We kind of, it's not like we have to earn our stripes because we're not worthy. We want to make sure that we're properly prepared for those moments. Talking about a lot of things here, a lot of things. The other piece is the work is meant to give you the balance that you desire. And in order for it to do that, you really need to focus on the embodiment piece. So I will be working with fabulous intuitive entrepreneurs. And then they start showing up online or at networking events. And the awesome person that I've been working with all of a sudden becomes this vanilla version of themselves, the same one we see online everywhere else. And I'm like, wait. That's not how you talk. That's not how we talk. That's not how that's not what you really think. Why'd you water all this down? And that's what we do, right? We want to feel safe. We don't want to be judged. Well, guess what? You're always going to be judged. There will always be somebody that doesn't like you. It's not about growing a thick skin. It's about loving yourself and understanding your value and what it is you're teaching so much and believing in it so much that those things just don't matter anymore. And they don't, believe me. You will develop such a strong sense of security of self. You will be in the ring with other people doing this work, and anyone else who has any side comments, you're just like, you just don't care. It's like it's not even like a grain of sand in your tush crack. It's not even that. You're like, I'm good. I'm squeaky clean. I'm moving, shaking, and moving things forward, and I'm presenting this work in a way that feels really good to me. So the beauty of all of this is to say you've got to get through the brave parts and you have to really cut your teeth on this. There is no quick path. Doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter the means or the whatever. You still have to go through the process of who am I as I show up for this work? How am I feeling called to show up for this work? Am I feeling called to show up in person, online, a combination of both? Follow those things. Know that every time you do something for your line of work, you will learn things that are so valuable about yourself and about how you're meant to share your work with people. It's a refinement process. This refinement process is going to get you so clear, and that's when things really begin to bloom. There will be no second coming of the Messiah, and it sure as shit ain't you and I, okay? But do you know what we do? Because we're awesome. When someone comes into our world and they need our help, we want to solve all of their problems and we want to save their world, especially when they are a paying client. And I'm here to tell you first that that's not how this works. Number one. Number two, that's too big of a job for anyone. And number three, people don't actually want that. They actually don't want that. So allow yourself to relax, allow yourself to lean back and say, you know what? When people show up, we have an agreement that this is where how I'm here to support them, and I am going to support them, and it's going to be fabulous. And at the end of the day, I'm going to support them with this and only this, and I'm going to stay in my lane, stay in my boundaries, hold the light, make sure I support them in the way that they need, and that's going to be it. That's going to be it. And if anything else comes from that and there's extras I can do, I'm going to do it, and it's going to be great. Let this be the biggest takeaway. The simpler, more clear, more embodied that you are with how you're meant to share your work, the more steps you take forward. Whether or not, it's not about feeling comfortable or confident and then doing it. It's about doing it and building those things. Yeah, there's just no magic pill. There isn't. So, welcome to the club. Welcome to the club. We're all in here awkwardly dancing, okay? Surround yourself with really good people. Find people in your life you can share this with, not people who are trying to pull you back into the old matrix. That's really hard. People who love you so much want you to be happy and safe, and they only know their world. So keep following your inner truth. Be smart. Spend time with yourself every single day so that you know clearly what are your thoughts, your insights, and your intuition, and not noise from the outer world. And make sure you have so much fun doing it along the way. If you're feeling called to work together, I have private coaching. I also have the Intuitive Business Collective and the Intuitive Practitioner Training. That's for you developing your gifts and how you use them with other people. The Intuitive Business Collective is you've been doing this for a bit and you're really at that point where you're like, Emily, I'm ready to get clear. I'm ready to know myself, do the embodiment work. We are going to be doing a lot of money work. It's not the piece I advertise as much because I don't want people coming in kind of desperate into that line of work. My own guides have been giving me a very slow roll with how we're going to be healing money as a collective and teaching me things and sharing insights and whatnot very slowly. Because as we know, people want to gobble it up and they want instant change, right? How do I use energy work to become a millionaire in 5 days? It's not 5 days, it's 5 hours. Obviously kidding. So there's going to be a bit of that in there too, but I want you to remember that this has to feel right for you and you have to be ready to apply and integrate the work. If you're someone who's really good, you know what? My clients are so good at integrating healing that I almost have to tell them like, look, sis pants. I need you to turn up the creativity and the manifestation just a little bit, and I need you to look for the ease a little bit more. My clients are so awesome. They just deep dive into deep healing work every single time, which I love. And honestly, I mean, look at me. I'm a Pisces, of course. I'm the same way. So preaching to the choir. But again, if it's something that feels aligned and if you really want genuine community, genuine connection, and also genuine raw conversations around what it really means to grow and create a business your way. Okay. I'm not going to be teaching you all of my tactics. I'm going to be intuiting what recommendations are from your guides and helping you see a lot of the blocks, but also I can hold really good vision for people. That's one of the things I'm really good at is seeing people's overall vision and helping them understand the steps they need to take to get there. But then it's up to you to take the steps. One other thing I want to add about this podcast is over the years, I have been experiential in people I bring onto this podcast. And I do my best to vet everyone I bring onto the podcast. And every once in a while, I'll bring someone on and I'm like, oh, this is so interesting. This is nothing like the conversation that we had. I want you to know my intention, but I also believe everything happens for a reason. My intention is always that anyone who comes on here is empowering with the audience, knows that this path and this journey takes everybody, nobody's special because everybody's special. And it's also just very real and raw conversation. So all that being said, love you so much. Mean it. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. I am so grateful you're here. 2026, the year of alchemization. I'm excited. Bye. Mwah. It has been so great to connect here. If this episode resonated with you, please be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with someone who you want to have more of these chats with. As you move throughout your day, remember, your energy is your superpower. As you pay attention to it and trust it, you can watch your entire life begin to transform.